Now, something that rhymes with booty that's gonna make you jiggle and get all good and juicy. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Bryn, Moody.
Oh yeah!
Hi, how are you? Oh shit. I'm used to having to like yell into really crappy mics, so sorry about that. Hi guys, I'm Bryn Moody. How are you doing tonight?
Oh yeah!
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna be taking my clothes off.
Why not?
It would be really awkward.
Take it off!
Also may have a weird birthmark that looks like Richard Nixon, but none of you know if that's true. Alright. So that was super sexy, right? That was like fucking awesome. Speaking of sex though, how many of you sexted? Like sex texting? Yeah? One person in this entire room will admit it. Thank you, Kevin. And I was like, see? So I realized though the other day that I was like, shit, I think I'm really bad at sexting. Because I was texting a guy and he sent me a picture and he was like, I want to see a picture of your boobs. And I was like, so I didn't send anything back. And he sent another text then and he's like, send me a pic of those bad boys. So I sent him a picture of Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. And I thought it was insanely clever, and he didn't respond. And I was like, shit, bitch, you're not seeing him now. I think I kind of dodged a bullet, though, because he's also the same person that said Futurama was too smart for him. And I was like, that is a sign. But I guess, who here is allergic to pollen? The wind has been blowing up a lot of that right now, right?
Yeah, pollen!
Yeah, fuck yeah, pollen. You're super excited. So this joke is definitely for you. So here's a little fact that I remember from like 7th grade, but it's still my favorite, is that pollen is actually plant sperm.
Oh yeah!
Yeah. So here's the thing though, and I was like, so you know, like when you breathe in and you think of it, like when somebody's like sniffing a flower really close, I always laugh because it's like it's getting all up in their nose. But I was thinking about it the other day though, and I was like, so if pollen is plant sperm, that means that every single one of us, you especially, sir, have taken a load in the eye. I was like, it kind of gives a new term to spring and sprung, like a new meaning, and I was like, huh. Not as cute now. Speaking of taking a load in the eye, though, how many of you have to deal with Comcast and cable?
Fuck yeah! Fuck Comcast!
I know, fuck Comcast. They piss me off so fucking bad. I hate them. And so recently I actually canceled my cable because I was like, I only watch it when there's nothing else to do, like because it's there. But I watch a lot of really shitty shows on it, like 48 Hours, because it's after Criminal Minds. But I was watching it the other day, though, before I canceled, and I realized that, like, when you watch Criminal Minds, I started watching it because Law & Order SVU wasn't doing it for me anymore. And you realize that that's a really bad sign when the show about, like, child rape isn't dark enough for you. I was like, shit. But as I watch these shows, because I watch a lot of them, they're always talking about, like, MOs for serial killers, and they're like, oh, he didn't do that one, that's not his MO, that's not what he does. And I'm like, I feel like I would get really bored with an MO, though, if I was a serial killer. Because, like, it's the same thing over and over. So I feel like after a while, I'd be like, and this is how the axe swings in her neck. This is the noise she makes when she dies. But again, this is where I buried the other 17 sluts. Different colored panties, but the same emptiness inside. Shit. Oh, God. Super professional. I watch a lot of shitty shows on cable though, I guess, and one of them being, I used to sometimes watch To Catch a Predator. And do you guys remember that show? With Chris Hansen? That was a good show. And somebody was talking to me the other day and they're like, oh, the senior citizen version. And I was like, the senior citizen version of To Catch a Predator? And I was like, that doesn't fucking exist. And all I could think about it though was that, like, they would come into the house with their little King Soopers bag full of stuff. Chris Hansen would sit them down and be like, so you have 3 bottles of Bengay, 2 packs of Viagra, and some wine coolers, and you were just here to talk. And I don't give a shit how old you are. If you're on To Catch a Predator, you brought wine coolers, because that happened in every fucking episode. And now you all know how much I watched that show, but... So, all right, do you guys like movies? That's like a really generic question. Like, everybody likes it, so it's an easy question for me to ask. So I was watching, does anybody remember the 80s horror movie, The Gates? With Steven Dorff? With like his little bowl cut? Yeah, so I was watching that the other day. And if you haven't seen it, it's about this little kid, and he has like the gates of hell in his backyard. And his little fucking ginger friend opens the gates of hell and lets all the demons out. And I was watching it and I was like, of course it's a fucking ginger. But at one point though, I was like, ah, I know, right? But at one point though, like the demons are attacking the front of the house, and the older sister, who's all supposed to be hot and everything, is like, oh my god, what do we do now? And the ginger like sidles up to her and he's like, back door. And for a split second, I was like, anal is not gonna help this situation. And then I realized that it was me who was fucked up there. I was like, oh, shit. But I watched also Friday the 13th. Have you guys seen that too? It's a classic, so I expect people to see it. But I was watching that the other day too, for the first time sober. I've always watched it like drinking and stuff. And so the first time sober watching it though, I was like, holy shit, instead of paying attention to like the tits and gore and all of that, all I could focus on was how Jason's mom's sweater stays so fucking white through the entire thing. And I was like, you have killed upwards of 15 teenagers with blood everywhere. And I was like, how is that thing still like crisp and white? And all I could think was that Tide would make so much money if they just advertised with the original movie. They could just show like two teenagers having sex in the forest and Jason's mom standing in the bushes with a Tide pen, just getting all those stains out. I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you guys. I'm Bryn Moody, and you guys were a great fucking audience. Have a good rest of the show.